to the judges.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi, my name is Kimberly Randall. I am originally from the United States. I grew up in a place called Montana, which has a lot of open space and nature. So a lot of my current work has been heavily influenced by that. I received my BFA from the University of Montana School of Art, where I focused in painting and photography. And then I later expanded my horizons to study graphic design from the Kingston University School of Art here in London, which is where I live and work now. Currently, I am working full-time as both a graphic designer and an artist, a painter. My work and my concepts within my work as an artist right now are heavily influenced by my studies. So during my undergrad, during my dissertation, I studied the concepts and the format of memory and how I could resemble those in my artistic practice. And then later I expanded my research during my graphic design dissertation to study nostalgia and memory and how that interconnects with ideas of identity and the self. So my current body of work, which you can see on the slide, I'm not sure if it's up at the moment. Yeah, that one. So my current body of work, those three pieces and a few others as well, focus largely on the same concepts, where I have now taken a look kind of at the philosophy of art and how we can use that to explore the kind of phenomenological approach to the self and these kind of nuanced attributes of what it means to be human and to be yourself. So I kind of work up these sort of ephemeral but amorphic landscapes. And although I'm influenced by nature and travel, I actually draw inspiration from a very internal place. So my work, although it's very personal, I hope that it sort of resonates with a larger audience so that someone might be able to look at my work and maybe feel the emotion that I was feeling when I was painting, or maybe feel a different emotion because it draws them back to something in their past and kind of relates to their sort of identity and self. So that's my goal as an artist. And my goals for the future would be to paint full-time and to possibly look into PhD programs within the fine arts.
That's lovely, Kimberly. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Let's go over to our first judge this time, Geeta. Geeta, tell me, what are your thoughts?
Hi, Kimberly.
Hiya.
Hearty congratulations on your wonderful, wonderful paintings.
Thank you.
I couldn't decide which one I like best, but to start with, the idea of nostalgia is such a concept, and it's something that everybody goes through, and it can either cause a twinge of pain or a glorious, moment to go back to that particular emotion. And I really think you've captured that so beautifully in the first one, where the texture that you've given, probably, the layers that you've created to create that base texture to then put on that emotion on top. I really think that what comes across is that you've allowed for us to get into your mindset in that painting quite clearly. And I really love that. And what was the second one? Was We Sleep Beneath the Moon, yeah? That again, it is, it's almost like there is this fluidity between the sky and the earth, that's the feeling that I get. It's not two separate, things that you could melt by, you could be afar, but still feel close, and that's sort of a feeling that I got. And I know this is all very subjective when it comes to abstract art, but I could easily do connect with what you were trying to express in that, and I loved that as well. Of course, the last one, the turbulence, and it's so relatable. That concept was so relatable to human race in general. I felt that as human beings, we have so many transient moods and intense feelings in the psychological makeup of personalities, right? So, so that image you've portrayed with with sort of plausible, believable, sort of edge to it. And I really love them. And also one more point to say that I used to teach at Kingston University as a part-time lecturer in dance department. So it's a great place to be, and wish you the very best. And once again, congratulations on your beautiful work.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geeta. That's great. Let's go over to our next judge, Richard. What are your thoughts?
Kimberly, thank you so much. You might see from my background, I am an absolute sucker for abstract art, and that's what I spend most of my time writing about. I think there is a problem when you associate abstraction and abstract expressionism with memory, because it is so subjective. And I think, I'd have a really long discussion about that. I suppose the things which come to me is they appear really beautiful. I think the titles offer three very different states of mind. And I'm not sure, when looking at the actual mark making and the color interactions, that the differences between those three states of mind, or those three kind of spaces, really come across. I think I can see your graphic designer side. The mark making is very fluid. I would be looking at the color. I would be looking at Joseph Alba's, looking at interaction of color, looking also at the relationship between the mark making, the graphic mark, and the more nebulous color spaces you've got behind them. Because again, they don't quite, I think you could push more into that, at the kind of relationships, looking at that perceptual boundary between the way that color works in the body. I think that's where color and abstraction works, is emotionally it's on the body. It's not about memory. It can associate memory, but it's about the physicality of color, the physicality of mark making, the haptic sense. And I think that can get really exciting, and you've got it there. I think you could do even more. I think you could take it further than you have at the moment. But wonderful work, really enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard. Sujata.
I would say that I myself is colorist and an abstract artist, so such work definitely speaks to me more easily. And I think the way you have used the space, the way you have used the meaningful empty space, I think that's very, very interesting. And especially the way the white has added a lot of sense and meaning. As you say, the memory, the white space can be colorful with memory, and it can be empty with the memory, because sometimes our memories are not clear. They are empty, but they are memories. So I think there is a very beautiful blend between memory, emptiness, and color, and the division of space. So it's very, very interesting. And I'm sure that if you go a little further and take one step further boldly, without feeling any fear or anything, you will really find yourself somewhere there. You can find your own vocabulary there. I see the sign of that vocabulary there. Yes.
Thank you.
Kimberly. Oh, fantastic comments there. What's your reaction?
Yeah, firstly, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the compliments. I guess I would want to say I agree with sorry, was it Geeta, with the sort of the concepts of nostalgia behind this, sort of, it can be really great or it can be really bad. Maybe not bad, but really sad. And I kind of wanted to, because nostalgia for me is both. And so I wanted to be able to kind of portray that nuance, especially within the piece that she was talking about. But yeah, sorry, the concepts of memory aren't so much my own memory, and I do agree that it is a hard kind of concept to portray, and it can be very personal and very subjective, which is something I'm trying to work out in my work so far. So I'm going to continue to keep pushing it and trying new things. So thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kimberly, and good luck with the contest.